So I guess talk about the game tonight and what you guys were able to see, I guess, against Niagara that made you successful.
Well, it's not really focused on Niagara. It's more focusing on what we do. What we do is come out and play team defense. We play hard. We just work together. Everything we do together, offense and defense, and it leads to success.
What you guys do differently this game than you did the game before against Niagara?
We was just more together. We knew we had a close one up there. We just tried to bond together. We talked about it in the beginning of the game, like, yo, we got to come out with energy. Because we was up by a lot in the first half up there in, like, the beginning minutes. But then they came back. We just knew, like, second half we had to come with the same intensity and stop Mason. Of course, leading scoring in the nation. We just had to lock down the guys. Defense where it starts at.
How good is Mason and what makes him good?
Me and Antoine's really good. We're playing since high school now. He's just a really aggressive scorer. He attacks you at all times, so you can never relax. He has nice touch around him. He makes the game that much more difficult for you on defense. And he definitely changed the complexity of his team.
I thought we took care of a team that, believe it or not, has been playing as well as anyone in the conference. They had us beat up there. They had Iona beat for, came out of a one-point game. And I thought they played Canisius as well as anyone. And even though their results might not be where they want, they're playing very good basketball. And I thought we took care of business. And it started on the defensive end. We did some really good things and made them work early. And I thought we had a very good effort on the backboard. I was happy with our product. I'd like to see a little better defense in the second half, but for the most part, it was a good win. And we got to continue to hit stride as we move forward into the rest of this conference play.
Coach, how good is Mason, and what does it take to stop him?
I don't think you can stop Mace because of the amount of times. Like tonight, he shot a little under 50%, but he's a volume shooter, and he's such an explosive scorer, and he can score in bunches. He's really a tough matchup. He's so strong with the basketball. He has a knack for getting to the rim. What you got to try to do is make him work, shoot a low percentage, turn him over a little bit, frustrate him, give him nothing easy. He made 4 tough challenge 17-footers against us. We've charted that shot since I've been in coaching, going back to my days with Coach Patino. That shot's a 34% shot. So that's a shot we don't mind giving up. He made it tonight. Over the course of a game, we hope he doesn't. But he's a tough guard, as is George and Billy and Sean and AJ. There's a lot of good players in this conference, and with guys like that, you got to try to hold him under his average, which I thought we did, limit his attempts and give him nothing easy.
Does he sort of deserve his place among the nation's leading scorers, or if he isn't at the moment the nation's leading scorer?
No, there's no doubt about it. You can't take his numbers away from him. I really respect the kid. He comes out, he plays hard every night. He brings it. He has a great attitude. He's a good player. He can score the basketball. He's got a gift.
What did you guys do differently this game than you did the game before against Niagara?
Well, I thought we got a little extended against them up there at their place. And I thought we kind of, what happened early in that game is we turned them over, I think, 7 out of the first 6 minutes of the game, all on steals. And our mentality became a steal mentality instead of a defensive mentality. You want to have a defensive mentality with a steal mentality, not a steal mentality with a defensive mentality. So everything became gambles, and we got way extended, and they were able to go off the bounce and get to the rim. Tonight we said, let's really make them, let's guard, let's sit down and guard. They shot way too well with percentage against us, and it's something we wanted to adjust to, and I thought we did a good job of that.
Steve, they got it down to 9 late in the first half, and then George hit the layup right before the buzzer, go up 11 going into the locker room, held them to 25 in the first half. How much did that layup set the tone for the second half?
I mean, listen, I've seen leads go. I've seen, early in the game leads are kind of meaningless. But I think the first 2 minutes of a game, last 4 minutes of a half, first 4 minutes or a half, are some of the 10 most important minutes of a basketball game. We want to finish on a good note, which we did. Conversely, we came out and started the second half, gave them 3 easy buckets, a blow-by, a put back around the rim, and a foul. And they shot a very good percentage early in the second half, which we can't allow. So, that's one of the benefits you have a guy like George. He can close halves out for you the way you want, and I thought we executed very well.
And you go back to that defensive point that you were talking about a little bit, that mind frame. Do you as a coaching staff say anything, or is that just on the players to get back into it?
I say a lot.
Okay.
I say quite a bit. We talk about it a lot. And like George had 27 tonight, I don't care one bit about it. It's nice to have it. I'm going to talk about his 6 defensive rebounds. I'm going to talk about his 3 turnovers. That's what we're going to talk about. You know, a lot of guys can score the ball, and I don't say that in a bad way, but that's why I think George Beamon's the best player in this league. You look at his stat line compared to Mace's. Mace has 1 rebound, 3 turnovers. I'm not saying George is better than Mace. I'm saying George Beamon can do, he's more well-rounded. He defends, he steals, he's great in the passing lanes, he rebounds. You look at the top players in this league, George can do more than any of them, and that's because of the mentality and philosophy that he understands, and then he executes it. So, you know, I'm biased. That's why I think he's so valuable. 27 and 8 is impressive.
Yeah.
What I mean is, I thought going into the Iona game and the Quinnipiac the second time around is that I played the game out too much on paper. Sometimes when you watch as much film as we watch,
Right.
you tend to overcoach.
Right.
And I thought I did that. And I thought this team has enough talent that you do that the second time around. So what I've tried to do now is allow our guys to come in, especially when we play a team the first time. And you saw tonight we made some adjustments from the first time we played Niagara. That's when you make your adjustments. That's my mistake. When we played Quinnipiac the second time and on the first time, not to say they deserved to beat us. I thought I hurt the team with some of the adjustments I made instead of letting us just play our brand of basketball. I didn't press that much at Iona. I didn't play the same type of zone that we normally play. But good teams make you worry about things. When you start worrying about 4 and 5 shooters on the court and different things. And so that's why I did it. And after seeing the Seahawks do what they did, I said, we're just going to play our brand of basketball. If someone's better than us, they're better than us. That's how I feel.
I mean, it's kind of a valid point.
It
The
is.
defense does travel, you know, in basketball, that you can really take a crowd out of a game by real quick.
Yeah, defense
I
is
subscribe to that totally. This is the only conference I've ever seen that defense doesn't win. And you look at us in Fairfield. In the last 2 years, we've led the conference in field goal percentage, defense points allowed. And we haven't been able to get to where we want to get. Niagara and Iona, who've been the 2 best offensive teams, have won the conference the last 2 years. I don't know why. It's the only conference in college basketball where I've seen offense win. I'm from a defensive school where you should come out and defend. Doesn't mean I'm going to change, but I also understand you got to have some little more importance on offense. So we're a defensive mentality. We also understand, you know, when you have guys like George, Rhamel, AP, it helps you a little bit. But at the end of the day, if you can't defend, you can't win long term.